Well, Carol, good evening. Thanks very much for hosting us tonight.
You're welcome.
Here at 30 East Drive, Pontefract. Obviously, you've lived next door to your neighbours here for many, many years. Can you just tell us a brief history of the house and give us your insight on things that have happened?
Well, brief history of the house is there were the last two houses on the estate to be built in 50s. The lady I know was Aunt May got the house next door, and this house, someone else got it. They wouldn't give Jean it. And 18 months later, she saw the lady of the house and said she liked this house, and the lady says, I'll swap you, I don't like the house. I feel as if I'm being watched, but nothing else had ever happened. Within weeks of Jean moving in, there were bangings on windows, banging on doors, and they blamed the eldest son because his father and him didn't get on at all. And Joe were a minor and he liked a pint, and his son didn't grow up like that. He's now married to his husband, so Joe blamed Jean for it all. And it was only when they went on holiday and left Philip at home at 15 with his grandmother that dust started falling in this very room. And his grandma was knitting and she shouts, Philip, what are you messing with? And he says, nothing, grandma, and he come to these double doors here and it was falling waist down with the dust. Didn't know what it was, thought maybe it was Artex because it had just been done. And then within weeks there were pools of water on the kitchen floor. Jean fetched council out in, and council dug the floor up to see if there were any burst pipes. There were nothing.
So they actually did a physical investigation.
Yeah, they did everything and there was nothing. Round about the same time, floor went up in the house I live in. It didn't go down, it came up, the floorboards. Council removed them, they went down, a very steep drop underneath, about 8 foot, and they discovered a well, which the central wall is built on top of. There's big capping stones above it. And then they come in and put meshing around, put all rubble in, and then they cemented my floors. But this one is still wood.
Right.
And then she had an old-fashioned tea caddy on the wall, and every time she put a tea in, it was dispersed onto the top of the surface. Of course, Philip got blamed for that as well. Everything he got blamed for. Until one day, Joe went into a coal house, because he was a miner, went to get some coal, and his NCB jacket was stuck in the coal. And as he grabbed it out, he shouts, Philip, I'm going to bleep kill you. And the door slammed shut. He came out a different man. He wanted out of this house. He knew it weren't Philip. Philip weren't in the house. He actually went and got another house and Jean wouldn't move. No, I'm not moving. A sister-in-law, or a sister or whoever, was she did a bit of medium work, read tea leaves and things or whatever it was. She come in and things just got worse. Jean went upstairs one day and bees were in wardrobe, a shortened wardrobe, and black flies had been all over. Grandmother clock at top of stairs, Aunt May and her grandson came running round, and he's witnessed a lot of things, and he saw this clock come downstairs. He was about 7, 8 years old when it happened, and he come down. He's come in with his grandma, and there's been pot plants flying about. There's been things moving. She fetched priests in with her being Catholic, and they wouldn't do anything. And so the vicar of All Saints Church at Pontefract come in, Reverend Fawkes, and he sat on a chair, and Jean were on settee, and he's telling her that the Church of England faith don't believe in anything like this. There's 2 candlesticks come off the end of them shelves there and stood in front of him, and she goes, and you're telling me that's trickery? And he got up and he run through the door and he never come back to this house. He wouldn't come back. And things just got worse. To this day, I sit in my house next door, there's banging, you'd think that somebody would be hammering walls down, it's that bad. For 4 years I didn't know Jean had moved. We ate telly, we ate bangings, you name it, just as if someone lived in here. And I went to the shop one day, and as I come up, Philip were actually cutting lawn. And I asked him for a word, and I says, does your nephews live in the house now? He goes, no, why? His nephews are deaf. So when they did stop, television were very loud. And in our house, the noise from here with telly were louder than mine. He goes, Carol, no, there's no telly in the house. I went, no, there's got to be. He goes, no. He said, my mother moved out of this house 4 years ago. Nobody lives in this house. The house is totally empty. And it was. What is the bangings? What do we hear next door? Yesterday I've got a wall unit in far corner because my stairwell is open to the stairs. And at the back of the wall unit there was banging in this house. It was that bad that me and a friend had to come round and check there was nobody in. It was so bad. I've even had the police.
It's incredible.
My grandson and my son's ex-girlfriend been to the shop, were walking past about 5-6 o'clock in winter time. And my grandson saw blue lights at the bottom of the stairs. And he says, "What's that? What's that, Tony?" She goes, "Oh, it's your nanny. She'll be in with somebody." So she walks in and she went, "What are you doing there?" I goes, "Olivia, why?" "Well, I was in next door." I goes, "Nobody." So they told me what happened. And I said, "Well, I'm going to have to check because there's a big telly in the house," which was in the back bedroom. And she come round with me, and as we opened the door, I always say as I'm coming in, either in my head or out loud, "Hello, Fred, it's only me." And she come in first, and she goes, "It's only me, Fred." And as she opened the kitchen door, we know about backdraft and everything else, no doors, no windows open. She opened the back door, and I goes, "Put lights on, don't win it dark, put lights on." She put lights on, and then we walked into the kitchen, and there was a big bang in the bedroom as if the television had been dropped on the floor. So at that point, my partner come running round, had a look, nobody downstairs, and I said, "Well, I'm not going upstairs to check if it is anybody." Nobody could get in, windows were, so I fetched police. 3 police cars, blues and twos on. These big 6-foot coppers got out, all stood in garden. I'm in my nightie and dressing, well, my pyjamas and my dressing gown, and it were raining. And I goes, "Well, I was going in. We're waiting for a dog." He goes, "What do you mean you're waiting for a dog?" "Well, we're just waiting for a dog." I goes, "Well, there's 5 of you, why can't you go in?" "Well, where's dog?" "Well, we don't know." He goes, "What do you mean you don't know?" I said, "I'll put your lights on, shall I?" And I come in and I put lights on. And they're all in the kitchen, like walking up and down, like, "Oh, we're in this house." And then I goes, "Well, I was going upstairs to check." And I wish I'd have videoed them because it was like Keystone Cops. We took up lights on the bottom of the stairs for them, and they were arguing. I knew we were going up these stairs. And they were all bum to bum running upstairs. Exactly 2 seconds and they come running back down, running out into the garden. So I went, "Do I call you again?" They goes, "Don't bother calling us," and went. And they've never been back. They won't come back into this house. But you tell us what all the noise is. We hear children in here. No children are allowed in here under 16. You can sit in here and you think, "Oh, it's nothing." Then hairs will go up on your arms. And then you've got a pressure on your head. What is it? I can't prove to you what it is. I know what it is, but I can't prove to people. Then you'll be sat there and your leg will go freezing cold and something will go weight down on you and you, "Oh, what's that?" You know what I mean? But you can't see it, so it can't be proved.
What's the most interesting thing that's happened to you then over the years, would you say, in this house?
I've only been coming in here for the past 4 to 5 years since
Right.
Bill's bought this house. And the most interesting thing, where do I start? I've been sat on the bedroom floor before the furniture come in with a group of people and the door opened and this little black thing bobbled into bedroom. They all witnessed it. This boy that had, he was 6 foot something and he'd been in and he couldn't understand what had happened to him. And he come back for 5 nights running and he was sat there and he says, "Something's touching my foot," and this gentleman put his camera up so we could see, and there was a big ball of light, bright blue light on top of his train. He'd got big feet and we were all like watching it. What was that? And it just circled up, went into the ceiling. Now that was good, that was very good. And then the back bedroom, we heard the cupboard door because it creaks, we heard that open. All the people were in that bedroom with me. We were downstairs, I'll tell you what, it took us 5 seconds. I slid down on my bum, it was bad. And we come into the room and we were all, "Well, what it? You know, what it?" And then we heard footsteps. And believe me, when you hear footsteps, you'll count them, because everybody does that. Even I were doing it. 1, 2. By the time it got to the bottom step, we were out through that door. The young lad that used to come in with me, a good friend of the family, I threw a key at him and he locked the door. And we got out to the gate and the door was rattling. And I says to this lad, "You've left one in, you've go let him out." And these lads went, where are you? There's nobody else in the house. What was it? Don't know.
Well, thanks very much, Carol. Thanks
You're
for your
welcome.
stories.